Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree here, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Hello everybody and welcome to Nicolay Field for this afternoon's matchup between the visiting Hope College Dutchmen and your Adrian College Bulldogs. This is game one of a doubleheader today between these two teams, and as we wait for play to begin, we'll get into the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Dutchmen, the first three in the lineup go Corbin Bennett, Elliot Peter, and Jace DeMann. 4, 5, 6 is Ben Stratman, Colton Kinney, Cade Seba, and the 7, 8, 9 is Brendan Collins, Al Money, and Dylan Kleinder. Nate, what do we have for specific facts and information that we can see in today's game?
Yeah, I think a couple of standout guys. First of all, will be Brendan Collins. In Thursday's game, he went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Today he's batting 7th, playing right field. And then also the catcher, Ben Stratman, had a hit and an RBI. He started every game this year for the Dutchmen.
That's going to be interesting to know as the Dutchmen look to right a ship that where they lost on Thursday 7-5. It was a very close game at the end. Hope scored 3 in the 8th to bring it within 2, but end of game heroics weren't enough to pull off the upset win against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, pretty much back and forth throughout the first of the game. Adrian popped off one in the first inning. Hope responded in the bottom, then scoreless through the next 3 or 4 innings. And then Adrian with 3 runs in the top of the 6th, followed by another 2 in the top of the 7th. Hope attempted a little comeback. Bottom of the 7th, scratched across the run in 8th. They put up 3 runs due to a error or 2 by the Bulldogs, but ended up Ryan Davis came in and got the save for the Bulldogs. Shut out in the 9th inning. And they pick up the series opening win 7-5.
And you mentioned something about the series, and this is a key series for Adrian today, as if they sweep the game today, which would ultimately be the sweep of the series, they would all but lock up the number 1 seed in the conference tournament.
Yeah, that would be huge. If you lock up the number 1 seed, then you're able to host the NCAA tournament at your home field for all of the games. All the teams come to your field. That's going to take place in a couple of weeks from today, May 7th through the 9th. That'll be the NCAA tournament in a makeup day in case of rain on the 10th. So it would be huge for Adrian to come out with 2 games, 1 today, and put themselves in a really good position to host the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and that would be huge because as a turf field here in Adrian, a lot of the NCAA teams have natural grass and dirt, and playing on turf is much tougher and more difficult to make adjustments to if you're used to playing on natural grass.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty difficult, but it would be even more difficult for the Adrian Bulldogs to go from their natural turf field to a natural grass field with all the different kind of hops you get. Obviously, if it's well maintained, it can work in your favor. But for Adrian, it would be very important to have their home turf. For opposing teams, I'm sure they wouldn't really mind coming to Adrian playing on an all-turf field. I think they'd enjoy that.
Yeah, it would definitely be easier to gauge hops, but also just as difficult as fly balls can land in front of you a couple feet and just bounce 20 feet over your head, and all of a sudden a single turns into a triple.
Yeah, we might see a couple of those today. You want to get into the starting lineup for the Bulldogs?
Yeah. So for the Bulldogs, the first 3 is Cam Oliver, Nick Bruder, and Ryan Davis. And the middle 3 is David Cadro, Easton Rogers, and Jake Burns. And the last 3 is Rolando Jimenez, Lincoln Hayward, and Jack Boyke. pitching for the Bulldogs today is Landon Kozlowski. Nate, what can we see from Kozlowski today?
Yeah, Kozlowski this year, 3-3. This will be his 9th game started, his 10th appearance. Holds a 4.82 ERA and 37 innings pitched. Giving up 39 hits, 23 runs, only 20 of those earned. 27 strikeouts and 7 walks. So a good strikeout to walk ratio. Doesn't really let guys get on easily. With the free passes, can make them earn it. Not a huge strikeout guy. He doesn't lead the team or anything. He's just more of a pitch to contact guy. Get ahead and let your defense work behind him. Got a good Bulldog defense behind you.
Yeah, this Bulldogs defense is well known for staying clean and not committing too many errors, if any at all, throughout a full 9-inning game.
Yeah, it's almost what we saw the opposite of, though, on the first game on Thursday. They had 4 errors, and that's kind of what let hope creep back into the game there in the latter stages of the game. 4 errors, that's really an anomaly for the Bulldogs. Usually keep it to less than 1, if none at all. So it'd be interesting to keep an eye on that throughout the course of the 2 games today.
Yeah, and I think with the off day yesterday for these 2 teams, obviously game 1 was on Thursday. The off day yesterday, a chance for the Bulldogs and even Hope to reset themselves and come into this doubleheader today refreshed. But we'll take a short break for the national anthem, but you can catch first pitch here on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics, brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Welcome back to the Nick. We are just about set to get first pitch underway. And like we said earlier in this broadcast, the first 3 batters that Landon Kozlowski will face is Corbin Bennett, Elliot Peter, and Jace DeMond. Nate, what can we see from Hope as a whole batting lineup throughout this game today?
Well, they're definitely going to be looking to get some more offense. Only mustered 4 hits in the game on Thursday. Their 1, 2, and 3 hitters are 3 of their top 4 hitters overall in the year, according to the stat sheet here. Leadoff hitter Bennett's batting .311 and 119 at bat, slugging at .445. 20 strikeouts still. This team does strike out a fair bit amount, but these 2 teams are the leading scorers in all the MIAA. Adrian, of course, leads all of them with 139 runs scored, and Hope, he's got 108. So it should be interesting to see that the bats will come out to play even despite the cold weather.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, I think. And for the Bulldogs defense, in the outfield from left to right is Cam Oliver, Jack Boyke, and Lincoln Hayward. And the infield for the Bulldogs today from left to right is Ryan Davis, Nick Bruder, Rolando Jimenez, and Jake Burns. Easton Rogers is doing the DHing. And David Cadreau is behind the dish catching Kozlowski.
Yeah, very familiar lineup here for the Bulldogs. Coach Rainey sending out his number 1s. Got the sure-handed defenseman and Boyke center field, Roman in the outfield, classic infield. Got Davis, Bruder, and Jimenez at second. Often flips with Philip Velardo, but Jimenez gets the nod today. So we'll see how this defense works despite having the 4 errors on Thursday, hoping to clean things up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially with this wind. We see it blowing left to right. It's about 50 degrees, lower 50s today. So the weather definitely will have a bit of an impact as Corbin Bennett steps up to the plate. Kozlowski already on the rubber. First pitch is skied on the right side of the infield. Playable for Jimenez, and he will range and make the play for out number 1. First pitch was at 1:01 p.m.
Yeah, great job from Kozlowski getting ahead. 1 pitch, 1 out. Can't do it any better than that.
Yeah, Kozlowski likes to work quick and work very efficiently. Doesn't like giving up. Doesn't like getting into 3-ball counts very often, as the first pitch to Elliot Peter catches the outside corner for strike 1. Quickly ahead 0-1. 2 pitches, 2 strikes. As the 0-1 pitch misses inside for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1 apiece with 1 out. The 1-1 pitch comes home. Slider laced into center field for a base hit. And an early base runner for the Dutchman.
Good piece of hitting there from Peter. Able to just keep his head down and drive it in center field, line drive shot. Kozlowski really looking to attack these hitters. Has thrown mostly strikes except the 1 ball, which just missed.
Yeah, 4 pitches, 3 balls in the strike zone. The first pitch to Demand is low and away for ball 1. Is Elliot Peter a threat on the base paths, Nate?
It does not look like it. Only 3 of 5 and stolen bases on the year.
As the 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Not a lot of attempts, but 60% clip. So somewhat of a threat.
I don't think he's going to test Kedro's arm behind the plate there.
No, Kedro's got a very strong arm as that's lifted into right field and just out of play. Hayward crashes into the fence. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, he really went after that ball. That just got out of the fence line by less than 5 feet. Crashes into the fence hard. Luckily, he's up and out.
Yeah, that was in play for 95% of its flight. But it's quickly now 1-2 on Jace Demand. And the pitch comes home. Lifted back and out of play. And we'll redo the 1-2 count.
That's a good job spoiling the pitch there from Demand and the off speed from Kozlowski.
Yeah, the slider or curveball on the outside corner is tough to get to. But it looks like a changeup here. Gets Demand.
Threw him another breaking ball. This time got the swing and miss. Out in front of it was the Dutchman center fielder.
Yeah, great sequence by Kozlowski, getting his first strikeout of the game to bring up Ben Stratman. And the first pitch to Stratman misses low for ball 1.
Seems to be a common theme here for Landon Kozlowski. Keep working the Dutchman hitters away, away, away. Only 1 or 2 pitches I've seen inside.
And that's going to be key for the defense to understand that as well, Shade, as that's skied into shallow right field. Hayward comes in and makes the play to get the Bulldogs out of the inning. But one runner is left on base after the hit, and we'll head to the bottom of the first. 0-0 ball game. You're watching NCAA baseball on ACTV.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
And we're heading to the bottom of the first inning here at the Nick. The Bulldogs are coming to the plate for the first time in this one. And the first three for the Bulldogs is Cam Oliver, Nick Bruder, and Ryan Davis. It's a tough lineup and the tough first three that Ian Sanders is going to have to face. But, Nate, what can we see from Sanders today in this one?
Well, for Ian Sanders, making his 7th start on the year, 1-3. And he does lead the team in ERA with a 4.12 in 39 innings pitched. Also does have a save, so maybe a little newer into the starting role. He struck out 35 but walked 23. Not a very good ratio there. Bulldogs will be up there looking patiently. I know Cam Oliver, the leadoff hitter, is a textbook leadoff guy. Sees a lot of pitches, follows them off, really just makes the pitcher throw all of his pitches in his arsenal, letting the Bulldog hitters behind him see a bunch of pitches, and then they can prepare for their at-bats.
Yeah, Oliver typically has 5, 6, 7 pitch at-bats, especially early in the game, just trying to get the pitch count up for the opponent and just giving, like you said, the rest of the lineup pitches to see for later in the game. As Cam Oliver steps up to the plate, Sanders is in the stretch. And the first pitch to Cam Oliver is a strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, Oliver pretty much taking all the way here. He knows he's the leadoff hitter. Got to see a lot of pitches.
As the 0-1 misses inside. So we've seen 2 pitches, both of them on the inside half of the plate. As the 1-1 pitch comes home to Oliver. Misses up and away for ball 2.
Yeah, they tend to work Oliver a lot inside because he's great at taking those outside pitches and just slapping them towards the left side through the 5-6 hole.
Yeah, it's something that Cam Oliver does very well. 2-1 pitch is on the outside corner for strike 2.
Oliver have to protect now with 2 strikes.
The 2-2 pitch from Ian Sanders comes home. Misses up and away for ball 3, and count runs full on Cam Oliver. And like we said, Nate, another 6-pitch at-bat at least that we're going to see from Cam Oliver to lead off this game. Payoff pitch comes home. Slapped through the left side for a single. And a leadoff single for Cam Oliver will bring up Nick Bruder.
Yeah, just a textbook leadoff man right there. Sees a lot of pitches, doesn't swing until he's got a full count. And just like I said, takes that outside pitch, middle in, middle out, and just slaps it 5-6 hole, gets the leadoff guy on, and brings up the big hats behind him.
And Cam Oliver's a fairly speedy guy as the first pitch to Nick Bruder is fouled away and out of play.
Oliver's stolen 4 bases on the year in 6 attempts. Kind of thought that'd be a little higher considering his speed, but Bulldogs, not a huge base stealing team.
No, they'll usually just take their extra bases with pass balls and wild pitch and just defensive mishaps.
Yeah, but it seems though when they do steal, they kind of find the right pitch, something in the dirt or maybe a hit and run that's just perfectly executed.
Yeah, Sanders checks on Oliver. Sanders must have heard us talking about the speed of Cam there, and as Cam Oliver takes off, getting number 5 on the season.
Just like we were saying, stolen an off-speed pitch, low and away.
Crazy what happens when you speak stuff into existence.
Almost impossible for Stratman to throw him out there.
Yeah, as the count is 2-1 on Nick Bruder. Cam Oliver stands on second. Bruder scores around but pulls back the bunt. Count runs to 3-1.
Easy take for Bruder when he's looking to square. Definitely caught everyone by surprise. It would have been a good pitch if he was looking to swing.
Oh, I definitely think so. looking for a specific pitch on this 3-1 count. And that one clips the outside corner for strike 2.
Bruder had a double take. Make sure it might have been called a strike before he threw the bat and might have showed up the umpire.
You never want to show up an umpire, especially early on in the game, as the payoff pitch is slapped out of play down the right side. So another, and this time this is going to be a 7-pitch, at least at bat. So the top two in the lineup for the Bulldogs, seeing a collective 13 pitches after this one. And the payoff pitch comes home, fouled away once again.
Yeah, Bulldogs just keep spoiling the payoff pitches here from Sanders.
Yeah, and we kind of alluded to it already, but just doing a great job seeing pitches, getting the rest of the lineup acclimated to the rest of the pitches. As the payoff pitch comes home once again. Off-speed tapped foul, and we'll do it for number 9.
Yeah, when your 1 and 2 batters take over 7 pitches in an at-bat, that really sets yourself up well for the rest of the lineup and kind of puts the pitcher in an uncomfortable situation.
Especially running up that pitch count early in the game, not what you want to see, especially with it today being a doubleheader. As that full count pitch runs inside, Oliver's going to take third base as it got past Ben Stratman.
Coach is going to come out to argue that it might have hit Bruder. It was no doubt a ball, but if it hit Bruder, then Oliver wouldn't have been able to advance to third. It would have been a dead ball.
Yeah, and this is going to be key for the Dutchman. Runners on first and third with nobody out compared to runners on first and second with nobody out is a big difference, as pass balls are very key as the umpires come together and determine that it did not hit Nick Bruder. So play stands to bring up Ryan Davis.
Yeah, Ryan Davis just eclipsed the home run record here at Adrian College, previously held by the head coach at Hope in Ryan Doro.
Yeah, very cool accomplishment for Davis as he hits that 1-0 pitch off the end of the bat. And he's going to reach. And Cam Oliver is going to come around to score. We'll see how they rule that.
Yeah, definitely not a routine play, and it looked like Davis might have been able to beat it out regardless of the outcome if he was able to field it cleanly. I think I would put that one as a hit, and it looks like they are going to do that in the scoreboard.
Yeah, but with that first run, the Bulldogs, of course, take an early 1-0 lead. Still nobody out for David Cadreau, the catcher. Cadreau squares around, and that bunt rolls just foul. Very close to staying on the line there.
You know you're a team-first player, a team-first mentality when you have your cleanup hitter bunting with no one out in first and second. I'm surprised that the third baseman, Al Money, didn't decide to wait a little bit. It was spinning towards foul territory, and he picked it up fairly early just as it got past the chalk.
Yeah, I would have waited for it to at least bounce in foul territory. As that's skied into the right center gap, Demand ranges over and makes the play. Bruder tags up and is going to head to third on a sac fly from David Cadreau, moving Bruder over to third.
Yeah, essentially got the job done regardless. Obviously don't get the second and third, but got a fly ball to right center field, exactly what you want to do. Gets Bruder to third, and now you have first and third with 1 and out with one of your best hitters, Easton Rogers, up.
Yeah, you know you're one of your best hitters when you're in the DH slot, batting 5-hole. And the first pitch to Rogers misses inside for ball 1. the 1-0 pitch comes home. Fouled into the netting for the first strike on Easton Rogers.
Last time Easton Rogers was up with 2 runners on, I was calling the game. Worked out pretty well for the Bulldogs.
How so, Nate?
We'll see if it happens right here.
1-1 count. Fastball in the outside corner for strike 2.
Although with your logistics, I should speak it into existence, right?
Yeah. The 1-2 pitch comes home. Tapped foul down the third baseline, and we'll do the 1-2 count once again. Another 5-pitch at bat from the Bulldogs. Sanders already over 20 pitches.
Yeah, it's still only 1 out in the inning.
Sanders comes set, and that's a fair down the line. Easton Rogers is going to be thrown out as a hit and run chance from the Bulldogs. Doesn't quite work out for him. Hard hit, though, to the third baseman, Al Money.
Yeah, Money pretty much playing right on the line. Able to get that on the back end, and a heads-up play from Bruder to get back to the bag. Has to not get tagged out right on the line. Money stepped on third almost instinctively, thinking that maybe it was a force out, but it was not, and Bruder able to get back safely.
Yeah, and great heads-up base running from Bruder. But that brings up Jake Burns, who watched ball 1 skip into the dirt. And the 1-0 pitch now comes home. It's another off-speed pitch away.
Another similar theme here from Sanders. Work the Bulldog hitters away.
Yeah, just force the Bulldogs to go the opposite way with the ball. As Sanders brings it home and misses upstairs for ball 3.
3-0 pitch here. I think you got to be taken if you're Burns all the way.
Especially with how many pitches Sanders has thrown so far. Where you are in the lineup, you're at the 6 hole. And the 3-0 pitch right down the middle for strike 1.
Well, now you got to box it up, Burns, and do some damage here. 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, Burns still looking for his pitch, but as he cuts on that one, swings over top of it. Brings the count back to full with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Ian Sanders gets his pitch. And the payoff pitch comes home. And it's on the outside corner for strike 3. Ian Sanders gets out of trouble, giving up only 1 run. But the Bulldogs scratch 2 hits, but leave 2, and we'll head to the top of the second. The Bulldogs lead 1-0. You're watching NCAA baseball on ACTV.
Looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
And welcome back to the top of the second here at the Nick. The Bulldogs scratched 1 across in the bottom half of the first inning to take a early 1-0 lead. For the Hope Dutchman, coming up is the 5, 6, 7 in the lineup. Colton Kinney, Cade Seba, and Brendan Collins.
Yeah, Kinney leading the team in batting average with .358. Also slugging it at a .519. Gets on base 41% of the time. So a pretty ideal man to lead off the top of the second inning. It's just really good by the Dutchman, only give up 1 run despite a lot of foot traffic on the bases there in the bottom of the first. For the Bulldogs, the first 3 runners reached, had the single, walk, and another single, and an effective out and then an unfortunate 5-3 put out and the strikeout looking to end it.
Yeah, great work by Ian Sanders getting away from what could have been a disastrous inning, especially early on in this doubleheader.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of innings where the Bulldogs put up several runs in the bottom of the first. One time they put up 7 runs in the bottom of the first inning. I think it was also in a doubleheader, the first game of a doubleheader. It really set the tone for the next 17 innings to come.
Mm-hmm. As the 1-0 pitch to Kinney is low and away for ball 2. Quickly down 0-2 or 2-0. And that's slapped out of play on the right side. Brings the count to 2-1.
Kinney currently ranks 6th in the all MIAA in batting average.
That's pretty good. As the 2-1 pitch misses just low for ball 3.
And then Seaball right behind him is 9th in the MIAA in on-base percentage.
That's pretty good. 3-1 pitch, off speed, cut on, missed. And the count is now full on Colton Kinney. Kenny is going to be looking to get on base. And the payoff pitch hit right back up the middle and squeaks into center field for a base hit for Colton Kinney.
Good way to start the top of the second inning. Get your leadoff guy on. Let Seaball behind you work lefty. We'll see if they want to bunt or play for a big inning.
And it looks like the Bulldogs and Ryan Davis are prepared for a bunt as Davis is creeping. That's grounded to first. Gets the force out, and it's a double play. Great play by Jake Burns, getting able to erase the leadoff single, as there's now quickly from 0 outs to 2 outs.
Yeah, one heck of a break there and a great play from Burns, able to field his step in the bag. A little of a high throw for Bruder, but he catches it and gets the tag down to nail Kinney going to second. And Kozlowski will look for a quick inning, get the Bulldog bats back in the dugout.
Well, yeah, what looked like what could be a longer inning has quickly turned into 2 outs, nobody on. That's a 1-1 count now on Brendan Collins. And the 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2.
Collins got to be feeling good. Obviously, I said he had 2 hits in the last game, 2 RBIs.
And that 1-2 pitch is spoiled down the right field line and out of play.
Yeah, spoiled, definitely the right word there. Even late on the breaking ball, just kind of fight it off, throw the hands at the ball, work for another pitch.
And just continue to try to get the pitch count up. As that 1-2 pitch misses just outside for ball 2. Very close miss
That's a good call. It was off the plate.
by Kozlowski. 2-2 pitch comes home, skips in the dirt for ball 3. And the count runs full on Brendan Collins, looking to restart the Dutchman train. And the payoff pitch comes home. Hit to third, and it gets under the glove of Davis, and it hits off the fence in the corner. Collins digging his way into second base. He'll be in safely for a 2-out double. And all of a sudden, the Dutchmen are back in business.
Told you, my guy was Collins. 2 hits in the last game. Keeps things going in this one to the 2-out double. And now Dutchman got a runner in scoring position with the bottom of the lineup coming up.
Yeah, Al Money comes up. He's at third base today. Awaits his first pitch. Kozlowski comes set. Skied out of play. Just behind us. Right at some cars. Hopefully it bounces over him and misses. Don't want any car damage out here.
First pitch was off speed. One if they'll go fast inside.
No 1 pitch. Was a fastball inside, just ran a little too far inside.
Well, all of a sudden, after we thought we might get out of it in a quick inning, got 2 runners on now with the 9-hitter up.
2 on, 2 out for Dylan Kleindner. Looking to even this one up for Hope. As the first pitch comes home. At the knees for strike 1.
Yeah, good job from Kozlowski getting ahead despite a hit batter on the last at-bat.
Yeah, great job shaking that last pitch from his mind. And just going right back at the Hope batters. Pickoff attempt at second base nearly goes into center field. But Collins is back safely.
Looking at some of these stats on the MIAA website, Hope has 4 players in the top 10 of hit by pitches. Al Money just moved into a tie for 3rd, along with Stratman, Peter, and DeMann.
As the 0-1 pitch misses low for ball 1. Brings the count even once again at 1-1. 2 on, 2 out. The 9-hitter at the plate for the Dutchman. The 1-1 pitch. Thought of it. Did not go around. And brings the count to 2-1.
Yeah, good call over there from the first base stump. He definitely did not go. Good pitch coming here. I think it's going to be an action pitch.
I would go fastball at the knees once again based on that off-speed check swing. Missed a little low with that fastball.
Yeah, it looked like he tried it. 3-1 now, got to come back. They want to load the bases, bringing back the leadoff hitter on deck.
Especially now with the bases loaded. The 3-1 pitch from Kozlowski. Skips in the dirt for ball 4. And back-to-back free bases for the Dutchman. Brings up the leadoff hitter, Corbin Bennett.
Well, it turned out it was going to be a longer inning for Kozlowski. Had the leadoff hitter on and got the ground ball double play within a couple of pitches, and then had the 2-out double, a hit by pitch, and a walk. Going to bring up the top of the order with Bennett with bases loaded.
Yeah, there's a mound visit between Coach Rainey and the infield. Likely just talking about calming down, just get the next out, and get the offense back up and rolling in the bottom half of the second. It's going to be the 7-8-9 for the Bulldogs, but a great chance to turn the lineup card over and do some more damage.
Yeah, I think the mound visit there just to give Kozlowski a breath. Obviously, a longer inning this one. And tell the infield, play a little deeper. Got to keep the ball in front of you. Got to force out at any base. So whichever way it takes you, and make sure you cover the bag.
Yeah. Kozlowski back in the windup with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And the first pitch to Bennett. Misses low and away for ball 1.
Kozlowski looks like he'll be losing his touch a little bit.
You wonder if that cold out there and the wind is starting to get to him. Kozlowski into his motion. Misses low and away once again.
I know when it gets cold, it can be tough to throw the breaking balls when you don't have the grip on the ball how you like it. Either it could slip off the hands and miss high, or you might grip it too hard, and then you're going to yank it down
spike
low.
It. Yeah, especially with a runner on third base. Don't want to do that as the 2-0 pitch. Center cut for strike 1.
And you're always conscious of the breaking balls that they might miss high or low, especially with runners on. You don't want to give up another free base with a pass ball.
Yeah, David Cadro's going to do his best to keep this where it's at. And that's skied in the right center. Jack Boyke ranges over and makes the play to get the Bulldogs out of this jam. But Hope strands the bases loaded, and we'll head to the bottom of the second, and the Bulldogs lead 1-0. You're watching NCAA baseball on ACTV.
Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here.
Welcome back to the bottom of the second here at the Nick. Ian Sanders finishing his warm-up pitches. The Hope College Dutchman just stranded the bases loaded in a prime scoring opportunity to even this one up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, they had a great chance. When you strand the bases loaded, especially with your leadoff hitter on, and the pitcher losing control, hit a batter, walked a batter, and really was falling behind in counts. Kozlowski worked his butt off, though, and ended up getting out of it.
Yeah, great job by Kozlowski. Just keep pumping strikes and letting the ball work its magic to the defense. Rolando Jimenez sees the first pitch skip all the way to the backstop, as it wasn't even close. And as our late friend Bob Euchre would say, just a bit outside. As the 1-0 pitch is in, catches the outside corner for strike one. One pitch hit to first base. Easy play for Cade Seba.
Yeah, Jimenez kind of caught it off the hands, able to turn on it, but it goes off the end of the bat, and hard hit ball, but Seba able to make the play.
Brings up Lincoln Hayward, the right fielder today. Ian Sanders still working from the stretch. As the first pitch, curveball bounces in the dirt for ball one.
Yeah, I thought that first pitch on Jimenez, it was just a perfect opportunity for that Bob Euchre call.
Rest in peace, Bob Euchre. Of course, a big name in the baseball world. Longtime Milwaukee Brewers announcer for the radio. As Hayward hits it back up the middle with a wicked bounce. But Dylan Kleindner able to stay with it and get the out.
Yeah, that thing had a lot of English on it, as they would say. Might have caught it off the end of the bat, right over the pitcher's glove. Had wicked spin on it.
But that'll bring up Jack Boyke, who for the Bulldogs is essentially a second leadoff hitter, especially batting in the 9-hole. As he swings at the first pitch and hits it foul out of the play on the left side, close to the highway.
Boyke jumping on the first pitch. Like to see it.
An 0-1 pitch. Misses inside for ball two. Sanders working quickly. And the 1-1 pitch comes home. Fastball on the inside corner. Catches for strike two. So a 1-2 count with 2 outs on Jack Boyke. Skips in the dirt for ball two. Brings the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Lots of twos. Skips in the dirt again for ball 3. Count runs full for Jack Boyke.
Yeah, Boyke good with 2 strikes. Leads the team in the least amount of strikeouts among qualified players.
As that one hits Boyke. Skins the pant leg for Boyke. That'll turn the lineup card over for Cam Oliver, though. Singled and stole a base and scored a run in the first inning.
Yeah, Sanders just kind of got away from him there. Went up 1-2 and then threw 3 straight balls, and then the last one hit him.
Looking to find the strike zone. Unable to do so there as it's ball 1.
Looks like Sanders might be opening up his front shoulder a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, letting the arm run too free. Finds his mechanics again and gets strike 1. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Jack Boyke takes his lead from first base. Oliver slaps that one out of play.
Boyke got 4 steals on the year in 6 attempts.
So what you're saying, Nate, is Jack's been successful when he has stolen. As the 1-2 pitch is skied to shortstop. And Kleiner is able to settle under and make the play, getting the Dutchman out of this inning. Bulldogs leave 1 stranded. We'll head to the top of the 3rd inning. Still 1-0. You're watching NCAA baseball on ACTV.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
Back, it's couch day.
Welcome back to the top of the 3rd inning at the Nick. It is couch day in center field for the students. Great day for the Adrian College students to come out, enjoy the beautiful weather. It's a little windy today.
Yeah, long-standing tradition here at the Nicolay Field. One of the last home series on the year, usually the one right before finals. Students from all over, from Adrian College, bring out their couches. They usually keep in their dorms and sit up atop the berm outside just behind center field. A little windy and cold here today, so we'll know who the true fans are, but always a good time out there at center field.
Yeah, it's going to be a little extra cold out there with no protection. Essentially just the clothes that are on your back, as Landon Kozlowski delivers strike 1 in this 3rd inning to Elliot Peter.
Yeah, you're basically sitting up top the hill with wind coming from all directions, not blocked by anything.
0-1 pitch misses low and away.
But a great place to catch the ball game. Kind of see it from our center field camera there. It's essentially what they're looking from.
Yeah, and that brings us into another good topic of it is a good crowd out here today at the Nick. Stands are pretty full on both sides as the count draws even at 2.
Yeah, you know, considering the conditions, pretty windy. It's a pretty good crowd here. Bulldog faithful obviously coming out.
Wearing their beanies. 2-2 pitch. Misses just outside for ball 3. Count runs full. But the Bulldog faithful wearing beanies, sweatshirt, some winter coats. Payoff pitch hit to Ryan Davis at 3rd. Makes a strong throw over to Jake Burns for the first out of the inning.
Routine play there for Ryan Davis. Nice throw over to first base, first out of the inning. Kozlowski, another ground ball, later defense work.
Yeah, you said it, Nate. 5-3 put out. Long throw, but very routine. As the first pitch to Jace DeMann misses inside for ball 1. One 1-0 pitch. Hit to shortstop. And play is unable to be made. Jeter-like throw from Nick Bruder.
Yeah, when Demand hit that off the bat, I thought, okay, that's definitely going to be a base hit in the left field. All of a sudden, Bruder comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Makes the backhanded play almost impossible to get him at first, though. But, hey, I like the effort.
Yeah, definitely a great effort from Nick Bruder. But double play still possible for Ben Stratman. Looks at strike one. Runner on first, 1 out. 0-1 count on Ben Stratman. Curveball misses upstairs for ball one.
Stratman, the senior from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Stratman, like you said, a senior, could see pitches and draw great at bats as he follows this one back.
He was on that one, fastball up and out. Try to just poke the thing into right center. Boyke shaded well over into the right center gap, leaving a big hole in left center.
Yeah, Boyke playing the wind as blowing left to right. And the 1-2 pitch in the shallow center, right where the Bulldogs weren't, for another single.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there from Stratman. Caught it on the inside, ripped his hands through, and able to get a line drive to left center field. Now Dutchman earned business 2 on with only 1 out.
Yeah, Landon Kozlowski once again dealing with some traffic on the base paths, but you still got your double play in order. Colton Kinney, the DH, singled in the second. Jam shot up the middle, caught by the range Bruder for 2 outs.
Nice play there from Bruder, ranging over behind second base, able to catch the ball on the line. Keeps their runners at first and second. I don't think it might have scored Demand from second, but then we would have had bases loaded at least with 1 out.
Yeah, Bruder showing his range this inning, ranging to his right earlier, and then they're ranging behind the second base. That's what, probably about 50 feet or so that he's had to cover, roughly. One out count on Cade Seba. Skies that one into shallow center. Wind playing games, but Cam Oliver comes in and makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. So Kozlowski once again finds his way out of a jam. Still 1-0 Adrian College. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching ACTV.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus visit.
The Hope College Dutchmen have already stranded 6 batters through this first 3 innings. Still being held scoreless. It's a 1-0 pitcher's duel between Ian Sanders and Landon Kozlowski. Ian Sanders is facing the 2-3-4 in this Bulldog lineup: Nick Bruder, Ryan Davis, and David Cadreau.
Yeah, definitely not a good start for the offense for the Dutchmen, leaving 6 runners stranded in the first 3 innings. Just haven't gotten it done with runners on base. They can do it with nobody on, but as soon as they get some foot traffic, it's almost like they stall. Kozlowski able to get out of things, good defensive plays, and just making the right pitches.
Yeah, and speaking of runners left on base, the Bulldogs have only stranded 3.
2 of those in the first inning.
That was true. Nick Bruder leads off this 3rd inning for the Bulldogs. Showed his range in the top half of the inning. We'll see what he has in store for this bottom half of the inning. First pitch misses outside.
Sanders being very selective with the pitches he throws to Bruder.
I think Bruder's seen 11 pitches, 9 of them on the outside half of the plate, I believe. So we can see what that means, as that's into the corner. Bruder's digging his way around second. He's going to head for third. He's going to head in the third, diving. It's going to be a lead-off triple for Nick Bruder.
What a start for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the third inning. Bruder takes his outside pitches and just sends it down the right field line, barely inside the chalk, less than a foot, I'd say. Takes a weird carom off of the fence, and he digs for 3. The wheels on that kid are stellar.
Yeah, that's stuck in the corner. Brendan Collins looks like he had a little bit of trouble picking it up off of the warning track. But the Bulldogs, like you said, are in business. Ryan Davis steps up to the plate, takes ball 1.
And Nick Bruder is ranked second in the MIAA in runs scored. Davis and Kedro right on his tail.
As that one's lined foul and out of play. Bulldog bullpen not happy about that. There was a rocket down there.
It just missed them. They got nothing to worry about.
They got their gloves out there. That's fouled back into the padding behind home plate.
Good comeback from Sanders here after going down 2-0 to Bruder and then giving up the triple. Gets ahead on Ryan Davis 1-2. Can go any direction he wants now.
Davis spoils that off-speed pitch.
That's a good pitch selection there. He's early. Obviously ripped that one down the third base line and then ahead of it on the foul right behind him. We'll see what he goes with here.
Back to the off-speed. That's lifted into center. Demand makes the play. Bruder tags up. He's going to slide in safely. It's going to be a sac fly from Ryan Davis.
Great piece of work there from Ryan Davis. Did perfectly executed job, well done. Fly ball center field, even with 2 strikes. Scores a run from third and doubles the Bulldogs' lead.
Yeah, unselfish play from Davis to bring up David Kedro, the cleanup hitter. Flew out to center in the first. First pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. Kedro looking to get the Bulldogs going once again.
That one just nicked the outside corner on an off-speed pitch.
One-two pitch bounces in front of the third baseman, Money. And Kedro is safe as that one skips away from Seba. So an E5 on the throwing error.
Yeah, Kedro able to reach. Great pick there from Seba. Or excuse me, not great pick. Great pick there from Al Money over at third. And then took his time with the throw. Just spiked it a little too much. If you throw it a little lower, it can get that nice easy one hop. Been an easier pick for the first baseman.
Easton Rogers lifts that one into left field. Caught on just in front of the warning track by Corbin Bennett. Kedro has to retreat back to first base.
Rogers jumping on the first pitch he sees. Might have caught it a little off the end of the bat on an outside pitch. 2 outs here for the Bulldogs.
Brings up Jake Burns. Struck out looking in the first, as that one's just a bit outside for ball 1. One-0 pitch to Jake Burns. Kedro dancing off first base. Stratman comes up and makes the catch. Peeks at Kedro.
Burns in the MIAA is second in batting average, slugging percentage, and on-base percentage, and leads the league in OPS.
Sanders checks on Cadro at first base. 2-0 count with 2 outs, runner on first base. That one misses up and in. And 3 balls and no strikes on Jake Burns.
Also second in hit by pitches.
That was close to a hit by pitch there as the 3-0 pitch finds the strike zone. But yeah, that 2-0 pitch ran up and in, close to a hit by pitch. It's a 3-1 pitch. Misses inside for ball 4.
And finally, he's second in doubles.
So Jake Burns is a do-it-all player for this Bulldog lineup. Pitching coach for Hope comes out. Try to settle down Ian Sanders. Another fairly long inning.
Are you seeing anything, Michael, here, pitching expert from Ian Sanders that might need to work on?
Command, really. That's really been the big thing that he's been struggling on. A couple pitches, going to the backstop. A couple walks as well. Just gotta refocus, refine the strike zone, and keep getting outs and specifically through ground balls as wind's blowing, creating havoc. And speaking of ground balls, Rolando Jimenez hits a ground ball into center field. DeMann is unable to play it cleanly and scoring David Cadro. And it's now 3-0 Bulldogs.
Great work there from Jimenez. Base hit up the middle. Cadro comes around to score. Probably would have scored regardless, even if the center fielder was able to get a throw off. But Jimenez delivers in the clutch with a runner in scoring position, 2 outs.
And the Bulldogs still going as Lincoln Hayward takes ball 1 on the outside corner. But once again, speaking it into existence, got to get ground balls, get your ground ball. Unfortunately, defense wasn't set up the middle. The 1-0 to Lincoln Hayward. Misses inside. Runners take second and third base on the pass ball.
I don't know how that didn't hit him. I could have swore I heard something hit him.
I think you were hearing the glove.
You call that pass ball or wild pitch?
I'm calling that a pass ball.
Oh, wow.
Hayward taps this one to second base. Peter able to make the play. Bulldogs strand another 2 though. But not before scratching 2 more across. It's 3-0 Bulldogs. We'll head to the top of the 4th. You're watching NCAA baseball on ACTV.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
It's the 7-8-9 for the Hope College Dutchmen here in the top of the 4th. Brendan Collins, Al Money, and Dylan Kleindner set to step up to the plate against Landon Kozlowski.
Yeah,
Kozlowski has an extra 2 runs that he gained in the bottom half of the 3rd. Now you can speak, Nate.
As I say, back in the 2nd inning, Collins, Money, and Kleindelier all reached base with 2 outs. That was kind of towards the latter stages of Kozlowski's inning there when he was sort of losing it.
But yeah, great job seeing pitches, getting on base, turning the lineup card over for a chance to score. Of course, that was the inning. Hope left the bases loaded. Brendan Collins steps up to the plate, hit a double in the second. Sees ball one on the inside corner. 1-0 pitch from Kozlowski. In the dirt for ball two. Skips to the backstop. Nothing to worry about, though, from David Kedrow.
Gotta think Collins is going to see a good pitch to hit here.
Takes a hack at a 2-0 pitch on the outside corner. Follows it out of play, though. And it's now 2-1 on Collins. Still got to see a good pitch. But this one misses upstairs, and it's 3-1 on Brendan Collins, the right fielder. 3-1 pitch comes home. Misses up and in for ball four. It's another walk by Landon Kozlowski.
Yeah, might start to see a little more action up there in the Bulldogs bullpen.
We see one arm throwing, a righty. Long pause from Kozlowski. And Al Money follows it out of play for strike one. That one misses. And so 1-1 count now on Al Money. Was hit by a pitch in the second inning and was turned on second. Takes an off speed for strike two, though. Count runs to 1-2 now with the runner Brendan Collins on first base.
Good off speed there from Kozlowski coming back 1-2.
The 1-2 pitch followed into the netting. One-two pitch comes home once again. Skied in foul territory, and that's going to get out of play. Thanks a lot to the wind, blowing that one out of play.
Yeah, the wind blowing fairly hard in from left field, left to right in the outfield. Kozlowski has got money 1-2. Might throw an off-speed pitch here. We'll see what Collins does over at first.
I would not be surprised to see Collins at least try to take off. That's a foul out of play once again.
Brendan Collins has not attempted a stolen base this year.
Count runs to 2-2 now on Al Money.
So maybe it would be surprising to see him take off.
Maybe it would be. 2-2 count, nobody out. Runner on first base. That one misses just outside. And the count runs full for Money.
Good at bat for Money here. Went down 1-2 quickly and fouled off couple, took some balls, and earned himself a 3-2 count.
Another long at bat that we've seen in this game. And that's going to be lined into the left center gap. It's going to get down. Jack Boyke cuts it off. Strong throw into second base. Forces Money to retreat back to first. But Collins goes from first to third. And Al Money has himself a single. And Hope is in business with runners on the corners with nobody out.
Yeah, first two runners on here in the bottom of the fourth inning for Hope. Really an outstanding job for Boyke to cut that thing off and get it in as quickly to second. I thought for sure That was going to be a double for money. He took a big lead coming out.
As Coach Rainey comes out, takes the ball from Landon Kozlowski for a pitching change. We'll take a break, get some numbers and stats for both of these pitchers, but you can catch the rest of this fourth inning here on ACTV.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
New pitcher on for the Adrian College Bulldogs is Sean Parker. Nate, what has Sean Parker done throughout this season?
Well, this is only his third appearance on the year. He's got a 3.68 ERA and 7 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 10 hits, struck out 11, and only 3 walks. So pretty decent ratio there. He's going to come in with a big situation here. Runners first and third and no one out. Going to pretty much just look for a ground ball, turn up the middle. We'll trade it out for a run at this point in the game with a 3-run lead.
Yeah, try to get a double play, get the 2 outs for 1 run. All players would take that any day of the week if you're in this defensive situation.
It'll be interesting to see how Hope plays this. The 9-hitter, Klein Delir, up. Might see a sack bunt. Try to get second and third with 1 out to bring out the top of the lineup.
Yeah, and for Landon Kozlowski, he is still responsible for these 2 runners. Had 65 pitches through 3+ innings. 6 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Cadro throws down. And the runner Money is tagged out. No, he avoided the tag. Now he's tagged out in a 2-4-6 put out. Very interesting play there.
Yeah, it looks like they were trying to do the sacrifice punt, but the pitch was high, and Money was stealing on the pitch. Got thrown out, so he decided to run back.
Grounded to Nick Bruder. And quickly, 2 outs. As Kleindler hit it back up the middle to Nick Bruder. Looked the runner Collins back. But the top of the lineup back up and Corbin Bennett's.
Well, essentially, you got your double play, and you didn't even have to trade a run for it.
Exactly. Nice breaking ball there. Misses low for ball 1, though.
Bennett's the freshman leading off for Hope here from Jenison, Michigan.
1-0 pitch cut on and missed. It's 1-1 count now. Quick 2 outs for Sean Parker. Fastball upstairs gets a swing and the miss. And now it's a 1-2 count with 2 outs.
Yeah, high fastball there.
1-2 pitch. Hits softly. Finds the gap. Just gets over Rolando Jimenez's glove. That'll score Brendan Collins. And Bennett has himself a 2 strike, 2 out, RBI single.
Well, despite the swing and misses we've seen earlier in the at-bat, he gets the job done. Runner in scoring position. Finally, Hope doesn't lead of a man stranded.
At least not yet. As the first pitch to Elliot Peters in for strike 1.
Well, they're able to score a guy with runner in scoring position. How about that, Michael?
That's better. That's line foul and out of play. It's quickly 0-2 on Elliot Peter.
Good job here from Parker to get ahead in the counts. Really what you want to look for coming out of the bullpen, especially with runners on base.
And the 0-2 pitch popped up on the right side of the field. Wind is blowing it out of play, and it does go out of play. Close to the pavilion out there behind first base.
Yeah, Parker's still way ahead here. 0-2, he can pretty much go in any direction he wants. A couple of foul balls on late swings. So let's see if he decides to go off speed or try to jam him inside.
I would go off speed using the fastball tunnels from earlier. But he gets the backwards K there as Elliot Peter unable to pull the trigger on the curveball on the inside corner. And we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. But Hope scratches one across, taking off their goose egg, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-1 Adrian College. You're watching ACTV.
10 years ago, Adrian College Television set out on a mission to bring the excitement, the passion, and the unforgettable moments of Bulldog athletics to fans everywhere.
Finds the back of the net!
From the field to the court, from nail-biting finishes to championship victories, ACTV has been there to capture it all.
Yeah, Jordan Spear. Happy birthday, buddy. I'm sure.
This year, we celebrate a decade of dedication. 10 years of innovation, teamwork, and delivering the energy of Adrian College straight to your screen. Here's to the next chapter of ACTV, because at Adrian College, the story is just beginning.
Doesn't look like it. And it's the bottom of the 4th. And still 3-1. Adrian, as Hope was able to scratch across a run in the top half of the 3rd. Jack Boyke is going to lead off the bottom of the 4th for the Bulldogs. Drew a walk in the 2nd inning. Takes a swing at the first pitch of this at bat.
I think in Boyke's last 2 at bats might go to show you why he's not the traditional leadoff hitter, instead the 9 hitter.
And that one skied into left field. Corbin Bennett settles under it, comes in a few steps, and retires Jack Boyke.
And that Boyke, he was swinging at the first pitch in both at bats, which is definitely not what we see out of Cam Oliver here coming up now.
Yeah, first pitch fouls both times from Jack Boyke. Cam Oliver now, the left fielder, takes ball 1 on the inside corner, has to hit a little bit of a Michael Jackson move to get out of the way of the pitch. And 1-0 comes home to Oliver. Center cut for strike 1.
Yeah, Oliver, very patient hit up there. Not going to go anything early in the count. Going to wait to see a lot of pitches.
1-1. Misses low and inside for ball 2.
Not afraid to draw a walk.
Two 2-1 pitch. Finds the strike zone for strike 2. And based on the trends of this at bat, it's going to be a ball inside. But ball inside. Cam Oliver able to get the bat around to it. It's going to be a 2-strike single for Cam Oliver.
Yeah, it was a ball inside, but it leaked a little bit more over the plate. Oliver able to rip his hands through, get himself on base again. Second time today in 3 chances.
Yeah, and the last time Cam Oliver was on base, he came around and scored. So we'll see if that happens again. Nick Bruder lifts this first one to shallow right field. Brendan Collins comes in to make the basket catch. And too quickly, 2 outs now. Brings up Ryan Davis.
Yeah, Sanders caught Bruder out in front there off the end of the bat. Easy put away for the right fielder.
Brings up the third baseman, Ryan Davis. Hit a sac fly and has a single in this one as he takes ball 1.
Off speed there. We'll see if Oliver decides to break for second.
Ryan Davis way ahead of that one. So 1-1 count now with 2 outs and Cam Oliver on first base. Sanders throws over. Kind of just letting Oliver know that he knows that he's there. Don't try anything too crazy on me. As Sanders comes set. Oliver takes off, but that's skied into center field. Jace DeMann called off by the right fielder, Collins. And a quick 1-2-3. As we will head to the 5th inning. It's 3-1 Adrian College, and you're watching NCAA baseball here on ACTV.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
I'm a recent graduate from Michigan State University.
I'm an underwater cinematographer.
So I didn't really decide I wanted to become a pilot till after college.
Jevy is like a consolidated platform where I can have focused information in a couple swipes.
Involve yourself as many opportunities that you can.
The number one most important thing is knowing your own weaknesses.
Proper planning.
Breakfast.
It's always something different, something new.
The fact that you can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
We are just about set for the 5th inning, but we want to remind you that here at ACTV, we are completely student run. From our director today, Gia Avalone, to me, Michael Hale, my partner today, Nate Lindner, and to all the rest of our crew here at ACTV. We bring you all the action from football to basketball to even club sports. We are completely student run, and we thank you, the viewers, for tuning in to this baseball game this afternoon. Sean Parker still toes the rubber for the Bulldogs. Jace DeMann up first as he fouls this one back and out of play.
Good job getting ahead there by Parker.
On 1 pitch. Curveball breaks into the strike zone for strike 2. And it's quickly 0-2 on the batter, Jace DeMann.
Parker can go in any direction he wants here.
0-2 pitch skied on the right side. Burns comes in, makes the play. Half of the infield didn't know where it was.
I think it was a little bit of, it was hit probably right on top of the mound, and then the wind kind of took it towards first base side. Parker wasn't sure. He looked up and wasn't going to grab it, and then he's like, oh, man, I might have to make this catch. But luckily, Burns comes in.
Wind clearly playing lots of games today on top of this game. As Ben Stratman steps up and takes strike one on the inside corner. That's grounded. Bruder ranges to his right, makes a strong throw. Throw beat the runner, but Jake Burns had to come off the base and tried to make the tag and was unable to hold on to it. That'll go down as a single. Colt brings up Colton Kinney, the DH, as a single in the lineout today.
Tough play for Brew there on the backhand. Decided not to do a little crow hop and just throw it right away. Kind of took Burns off the bag, tried to make the tag, but wasn't able to hold on to it.
First pitch to Kinney, misses inside for ball one. Curveball finds the zone, evens the count at 1-1. You've seen this curveball play big dividends for Sean Parker.
Stratman over at first has one stolen base on the year in one attempt.
As Parker looks over at him once again. A little bit of a stronger throw this time. Just keeping the runner honest. That's chopped to third. Bulldogs get the lead runner, but Kinney will be safe on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, Davis had to wait back on that one on the long hob. Able to get the lead runner over at second, but a tough turn for Jimenez to get the final out of the inning.
I'll bring up Cade Seabaugh, who swings at strike one.
You heard the calls from the dugout on that one. He was swinging out of his shoes.
Seabaugh crowds the plate as Sean Parker comes set. Misses just inside and ball one on Seabaugh.
Seems like Parker's velocity is getting faster and faster as he develops throughout this game.
Yeah, Parker's settling in. Gets strike two called at the knees. 1-2 count with 2 outs with a runner on first for Cade Seabaugh. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses outside for ball 2.
2-2 count here. We'll see if Kinney decides to try to take second.
Seabaugh with a very open stance. Check swing. Umpire says Seabaugh did not go across.
I think that was the right call. I don't think he went.
Very close. Bulldog dugout thinks he did go. But the payoff pitch is going to come here shortly from Sean Parker. Runner takes off, and that one misses upstairs for ball 4. As Seabaugh draws a walk to bring up Brendan Collins. Has a double and a walk and the run scored in this one.
Well, Parker loses Seabaugh there. They'll now have to contend with Collins, who also, like you said, hit a double. He's reached base in 2 attempts.
Takes strike one on the inside corner, though. As Parker tries to forget about that walk. On one pitch, misses just upstairs for ball 1.
Good pitch there. That's hard to hit. If you're a hitter, the up and in pitch really can't get your hands around to it unless you know it's coming. That one just missed up or maybe in.
Maybe a little bit of both. But from our angle, look just a little upstairs. As that one misses inside for Now 2-1 count. Sean Parker gets his pitch and brings the 2-1 home. Skied in the air to the right side of the field. Hayward runs into the fence once again as the wind blew it out of play. But it's now a 2-2 count on Brendan Collins.
For Sean Parker here, you just got to throw your best pitch. Try to get a swing and miss or a weak ground ball from Collins.
Collins, like we've said, yet to be retired today. While at the dish. Fouls that one out of play.
Yeah, I think for Hope, if they want to come back in this game, it's got to be right now. 2 outs, runners first and second. If Collins can get a hit here, they should be able to score at least one and then set themselves up for maybe more in this inning.
Yeah, and it would be great to get back into this game, pull within one. As that pitch just misses for ball 3, bringing the count full. Runners will be off. Back-to-back full count. Full counts for Sean Parker with 2 outs. Parker steps off. Wants Cadro to go through the signs once again. Two on, 2 out. Payoff pitch. Skied into center field. Jack Boyke ranges over. Makes the play and gets the Bulldogs out of this inning. Another 0 put up by the Bulldog pitching staff, and we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Bulldogs lead 3-1. You're watching NCAA baseball here on ACTV.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
We are just about set for the bottom of the 5th inning. David Cadro will be the first up to the plate, as he is 0 for 1 but reached on an error. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner for the first pitch of this inning. Ian Sanders still on the mound. Swings and misses at an off-speed pitch and brings the count to 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat to the second baseman. It's going to be an easy out. And it's quickly 1 out to bring up Easton Rogers. But before Rogers comes to the plate, we remind you to stay connected with all the action by following at Adrian College TV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at Adrian College TV today. As the first pitch to Rogers misses just a bit outside. One-0 count to Rogers. at the knees for strike one.
Good comeback from Sanders there. Deep into this ball game now, bottom of the 5th inning, still looking strong. Only giving up 3 runs on 5 hits.
1-1 pitch is hit into center field for a base hit. One on, one out for Jake Burns. Struck out and drew a walk in this one.
Nice job there from Rogers, just poking it, finding a gap in the infield, able to get on base, and finally some more foot traffic here for the Bulldogs. It's been a couple of innings.
That's lined into left field. Bennett's moves over to his left a little bit to make the out. Not quite what you want if you're Jake Burns. Brings up Rolando Jimenez with 2 outs. Takes strike one on the outside corner.
Sanders still getting ahead in counts here. That's how you go deep into ball games as a pitcher.
Strike 2 on the outside corner. Jimenez shaking his head, doesn't like the call. Looked like it was there on the block. 0-2 with 2 outs. Pitch misses upstairs. Strong throw. Houston Rogers is safe on the stolen base attempt, though. So it's now a 1-2 count with the runner on second base.
That is Rogers' first stolen base on the year and 2 attempts.
One-two pitch comes home to Jimenez. Skips in the dirt and it's 2-2 now. Sanders looking to get out of this inning. Put up another 0. Runner on second, 2-2 count with 2 outs. Misses outside, and a full count now on Rolando Jimenez.
Good comeback from Jimenez. Went down 0-2 quickly and has seen 3 straight balls.
The payoff pitch. Misses upstairs for ball 4, and Rolando Jimenez draws a walk to put 2 runners on for Lincoln Hayward. Hayward's 0 for 2 on the day. As there's another mound visit. Looks like it'll be the end of the day for Ian Sanders. So we'll take a break as this new pitcher comes in and gets warmed up. But you can catch the rest of the 5th inning and the rest of this game here on ACTV.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years. Never experienced before you arrived today and never replicated after you graduate.
Colin Janice is now the new pitcher for Hope College. takes over for Ian Sanders, as Sanders went 4 2/3 in this one. Leaves runners on first and second for Janice to clean up.
Yeah, this is Janice's team-leading 17th appearance on the year, pitched 24 2/3 innings.
As Janice gets set for his first pitch, Lincoln Hayward grounds it to short second base. It's a quick outing for Janice. As we'll head to the 6th inning, Bulldogs strand 2. Still have a 2-run lead. You're watching NCAA baseball on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics. Brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Mention it.
Sean Parker back on the mound for the Bulldogs. They still have a 3-1 lead as Colin Janice just got out of a 2-out, 2-on jam in the bottom half of the 5th, throwing one pitch as Shadir Sanders remains undrafted thus far.
Michael, I just told you, breaking news, he got drafted in the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, he got drafted?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so 5th rounder to Cleveland. I think that's a good spot for him, honestly.
Very good spot for Shadir. Maybe a little later than lots of people thought.
Yeah, I think a lot later.
I thought he was going in the first round on Thursday night, but as a 5th rounder, great chance to show the scouts and GMs what they missed. As the first pitch of this 6th inning to Al Money missed upstairs, but Sean Parker comes back and gets strike 1. The 1-1 pitch followed back to the padding. It's now 1-2 on Al Money. Pitch misses low. Brings the count to 2-2.
Got their best pitch here for Sean Parker.
It's fouled back and out of play. It's still a 2-2 count. Parker's still looking for the first out of this 6th inning as it's spoiled once again. Back and out of play.
Al Money doesn't strike out a lot. Only 11 strikeouts on the year and 127 at-bats. One of the fewest on the team.
That one fouled as well. It's the top of the stands on the first base side, giving us a little clank noise.
Yeah, making Parker work for this one. First batter of the inning. Over 7 or 8 pitches at least in this at-bat.
I think this will be number 7. As it skips in the dirt and runs the count full 3-2 with nobody out for Al Money. Grounded to Ryan Davis at third. Makes a one-hop throw over to Jake Burns, but Burns able to pick it for the first out after a very long at-bat put up by Al Money.
Yeah, good at-bat from Money and a very perfectly executed one-hop throw from Davis. The ground ball kind of stayed down a little bit. It didn't bounce off the turf as might he thought, but makes the play anyway.
As Dylan Kleinler Skies this one into center field. Jack Boyke couldn't see it as he was shielding the sun from his eyes and was unable to make the basket catch.
We've been saying it all day that wind has been playing mad tricks in the outfield. That one looked like it was a shallow fly ball to center field and then just kept drifting and drifting. Battling the sun also was Boyke in a really tough spot here around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30.
Yeah, the Dutchmen have had base runners on most of these innings, if not all of them.
They just haven't gotten anything going yet, only scored the 1 run. Like we said, stranded 6 runners in the first 3 innings.
As the first pitch to Corbin Bennett was cut on and missed. So a runner on second base with 1 out. 0-1 count to Bennett. Lined foul and out of play. Quickly 0-2 now.
Yeah, Bennett late on that one again. We'll see if Parker decides to go with a high fastball. I doubt he'll go off speed.
Yeah, fastball up out of the zone is what I would go for here. It's exactly what he did as well. Maybe missed a little too high, but still had that pitch to miss though.
Yeah, and then you work off of that. Throw your breaking ball that starts at that same plane, and then it'll break in for a strike. Should buckle the hitter, get him looking.
And he's shown that same curveball a couple of times. That's lined to Jack Boyke in center. Kindler fakes his tag up.
Well, Parker did exactly as I said, but Bennett's able to hang in there and put a bat on a ball, able to get an out, but didn't go down swinging.
Brings up Elliot Peter, who was 1 for 3 on the day with a single strikeout. With 2 outs. Swings at the first pitch. Swings over top with a curveball though.
Yeah, way in front of that one. Head was turned towards the Bulldogs bullpen on a pitch low and away.
Yeah, my youth coaches always told me you can't hit a ball if your head's at the bullpen. 0-1 count, misses inside for ball 1.
Well, he went breaking ball low and away and then a breaking ball inside. He's going to go another breaking ball or maybe fastball away?
I would go fastball, using up with the off speed from the first pitch tunnel. Maybe top of the zone, maybe a little above it. But he goes against it and throws a curveball on the inside corner. This time gets it for a strike. And it's a 1-2 count with 2 outs with the runner on second base. With Hope trailing by 2 runs. That's popped up on the behind the plate. And David Cadreau is able to scale the wall and stay just in front of the wall and make the play. Getting Sean Parker out of his little jam. But we will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still 3-1. You're watching NCAA baseball on ACTV.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
It's the bottom of the 6th inning after Hope stranded another runner in scoring position. Left quite a bit of runners in scoring position. Coming back to bite them here as we enter the final couple of innings here. Colin Janice still on the mound for the Dutchman.
Yeah, that's going to be something Hope looks back at in today's game. They have 9 players left on base through the first 6 innings. That's definitely not a recipe for success. You got to do stuff with runners in scoring position, get those runners across. That's why the Bulldogs have taken the lead today. Despite only the 2-run advantage, they've just gotten jobs done with 2 outs. Jimenez, a 2-out single, and multiple others.
As Jack Boyke doesn't swing at the first pitch for the first time today, but takes strike 1 on the inside corner. Lefty on lefty matchup in favor of Janice. Boyke scores around the bunt. Right back at Janice though. Fields his position, makes the play for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Boyke almost got that thing down just past Janice with the lefty falling off the mound on the right side. If he could have pulled that bunt a little bit further towards the first base line, that probably would have been a no man's land. He would have reached base.
Yeah, Boyke trying to just jumpstart the Bulldogs lineup as they turn it over to Cam Oliver. But instead, Cam Oliver bats with 1 out, nobody on. 1-0 pitch hits the outside corner for strike 1.
It's okay. Oliver's used to batting with no one on. It's the leadoff hitter.
Yeah. But as the top of the lineup, it would have been nice to have that leadoff guy on. Because that's hit foul and out of play out down the left side. One-two count on Cam Oliver. Has had 2 strikes in all 3 of his plate appearances so far. This one chopped to the right side and able to make the play and range over was Elliot Peter as he puts away Cam Oliver.
Yeah, rare ground ball to the right side for Cam Oliver. Usually he slaps it down the third base line. This time caught it ahead. And well, he did have a base hit down the right field line back in the 4th.
As the first pitch to Nick Bruder misses low for ball 1. One-0 pitch comes home to Bruder. Grounded back up the middle. Peter makes the play to his right. Another 4-3 put out for a 1-2-3 inning. For the bottom of the 6th inning, we'll head to the top of the 7th. Bulldogs still lead 3-1. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
New pitcher on for the Bulldogs is Griffin Firestein.
Yeah, Firestein making his 9th appearance on the year. He's got a 4.00 ERA through 18 innings pitched, giving up 13 hits, 15 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Pretty much half as many walks as strikeouts, so some command issues here and there. But hoping come in relief for the Bulldogs with a fresh, clean inning, just get ahead of batters, as Hope has struggled really offensively, especially with runners on base. Haven't struck out a lot, though. Only 2 strikeouts on the day.
Yeah, great job. Just continuing the battle by the Dutchman. Continuing to run the pitch count of the Bulldog pitchers higher and higher. Just trying to see as many arms as they can here in Game 1. Of course, this is Game 1 of a doubleheader today.
Yeah, and surprisingly, there's only been 2 extra base hits throughout the game today. Hope had a double, and Adrian had the triple from Nick Bruder. And nothing other than that, just a couple of singles and Mostly just keeping it in the infield, fly balls. Even with the wind, outfielders making the catch. Hope has left 10 runners on base, and Adrian is 8.
Lots of runners left on base. Leads for a very low-scoring game, of which we have. First pitch from Firestein misses outside for ball 1 on Jace DeMann. Followed back right at us here in the booth. Luckily for us, we have the netting in front of us. 1-1 pitch. Tapped to second base. Easy play for Rolando Jimenez. It's quickly 1 out.
Yeah, routine play there for Rolando.
Now you've seen the 4 straight ground outs going back to last inning, and the last 3 have been to second base. First pitch to Ben Stratman. Went around on the check swing for strike 1. A 1 pitch. Clips the bottom of the zone for strike 2. So quickly 0-2 on Ben Stratman with 1 out, nobody on. Got him swinging with the curveball in the dirt for the second out of this 7th inning.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for Stratman. Firestein making short work of the Dutchman catcher.
Brings up Colton Kinney. 1 for 3 on the day. Takes strike 1.
This is exactly what you want to see out of Firestein coming out of the bullpen, just pumping the strike zone. First pitch strikes, getting easy ground outs.
As that's lined to Lincoln Hayward in right field. Hayward ranges back into his left, but is able to put it away for the 3rd out of the inning. So it's time to stretch here at the Nick. Bulldogs still lead 3-1. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV.
Looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Bulldogs lead 3-1, as has been the score since the 3rd inning. And for the Bulldogs coming up, it's going to be Ryan Davis, David Cadreau, and Easton Rogers.
Yeah, the meat of the order there coming up for the Bulldogs. 3, 4, 5. Big bats coming up. We'll see if we can get some more extra base hits.
Colin Janice still on the mound for the Dutchman. Done a very good job in relief.
Yeah, he came in the 5th through 1 pitch, got a ground out. After that, it's been very effective. Gone 1, 2, 3 in the last inning. Ground outs to second, and he put out Boyke for his first batter back in the 6th.
As the first pitch to Ryan Davis is in the strike zone for strike 1. A 1 pitch. This is inside for ball 1. Been a great pitcher's duel today.
Really has, yeah. Classic baseball game here. Low scoring, not many hits. Pretty clean game defensively. Just waiting for things to burst open with another extra base hit.
Yeah, one base hit or extra base hit could be very big, as the 2-1 pitch is on the outside corner for strike 2. And as Ryan Davis looks to jumpstart that in this inning. 2-2 pitch, hit to second base for an easy put out.
Another 4-3 put out there for the Bulldogs. That's 3 straight.
I was just about to say that. See if David Cadreau can break the streak of 4-3 putouts for the Bulldogs. Oh for 2 and reach on error. Takes strike 1 on the inside corner.
Saw Kedro grimace after that one. He knew he probably should have swung at that one low and inside. Could have got the bat head around and really done some damage.
As the 0-1 pitch comes home, but this one misses up and away for ball 1.
You can see why Janice is really an effective pitcher here, and he's used a whole lot for Hope College here this year.
That's grounded right back up the middle for a base hit for David Cadreau. 5 straight had been retired before that single. That'll bring up Easton Rogers, the DH. 1 for 3 on the day.
Well, Bulldogs are going to look for a couple more insurance runs here with a 2-run advantage. Got something cooking, 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th.
First pitch to Rogers on the outside corner for strike 1. Yeah, game 1 was a very close game throughout. Bulldogs, of course, broke it open in the middle half of the game. Finished as a 2-run game, though. So these two teams are used to the 2-run game.
Yeah, and that one, Adrian was up 7-2, and then Hope came back, scored 2 runs in the 7th and 3 in the 8th.
It definitely made it interesting at the end, but the Bulldogs were able to hang on, get the win. It's now 1-2 on Easton Rogers. Play made by Janice, but pulls his first baseman, Cade Seba, off the base, and there's going to be now runners on first and second with only 1 out.
Yeah, Kedro stealing on the pitch, so the only play was the 1, even if he wasn't stealing. The only option was going to 1, and then a decent throw there from Janice, but just a little high. Pulled the first baseman off the base, and now Bulldogs really cooking.
Jake Burns at the plate. 0 for 2 with a walk. Hits the elbow guard. And so now the Bulldogs have bases loaded with only 1 out for Rolando Jimenez.
Yeah, Janice up there on the mound was arguing that Burns leaned into it. And I think he might have a little bit of a point there. Definitely didn't attempt to get out of the way, or kind of turned his shoulder kind of into the pitch and hit him off the elbow guard, so it didn't hurt at all for Burns, and adding to his totals of hit by pitches.
As the Hope pitching coach is out to just calm down Janice.
Yeah, I see that the pitching coach is upgraded to the heavier duty winter jacket. It gets pretty cold in those dugouts when you have no sun in there.
Oh, yeah. It's nice that there's the heaters. Don't know if those are being used. Doesn't appear to be so, as both teams are wearing jackets and sweatshirts. Messing with the mound, as it is a turf mound, so it can get beat up pretty bad.
Yeah, it looks to be Coach Rainey out there And he's messing with the landing spot as part of the turf was sticking up and out. Going to try to bury it back in there. It's been like that over the last couple of weeks as he gets a nice ovation from his own dugout.
Gotta love the support.
I wonder if maybe over the summer they'll create a whole new strip there from the mound down to the landing spot. Call it a new runway. I think that's the word.
I know the runway is the dirt way from the mound to the plate, but I don't know what it's called on the mound.
The lone standing runway that was remaining in the MLB was in Detroit, near here in Michigan, but they took it away this year. No more dirt path, and now no more MLB stadiums have that runway.
I think I want to say they took it away actually 2 years ago, as the 2-0 pitch is in for strike one.
A little bit of history on that. They used to do that because of all the wear and tear. When the catcher would walk out to the pitcher's mound, it would mess up the grass a whole lot. And then they just didn't want to keep fixing the grass over and over again, so they said, we're just going to make it dirt. That way we can just rake it and not have to worry about it anymore. So I know my high school had that, and then a lot of teams in the MLB, they developed that, and it's really a nice sight line for the pitchers to work off of, because it's called a runway for a reason. You aim down your line, and you pitch towards the plate, depending on how wide it is, of course. But it's really a good tool, especially for the younger pitchers.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that fun fact, so you learn something new every day. As the payoff pitch was fouled back by Jimenez. Cadro stands at third, Rogers at second, Jake Burns stands at first with only one out. Prime opportunity to score for the Bulldogs. The payoff pitch once again comes home, misses outside, and it's a walk with the bases loaded to bring home David Cadro. And it's now 4-1 Bulldogs. Brings up Lincoln Hayward, as Colin Janice seems to have seemingly lost the strike zone these last couple of batters.
Yeah, it's going to bring up a dangerous hitter, Lincoln Hayward, known for his bat. With the lefty-lefty matchup, Janice was the first batter he faced was Hayward. Back in the end of the fifth. You got three lefties back-to-back-to-back with Hayward, Boyke, and Oliver.
I can definitely see Janice staying in to face those three, just as the lefty-lefty matchup usually goes in favor of the pitcher.
I was just going to say, even though he's getting towards the end of his leash, I'm like, okay, maybe Hayward's the last batter. And I looked up, okay, no, maybe Boyke because he's a left-handed hitter.
As that's slapped through the left side, one runs in. Burns comes around and scores, and it's a 2 RBI single for Lincoln Hayward, moving the score to 6-1.
Great piece of hitting there from Hayward. Just goes the opposite way through the 5-6 hole. And like we said, Bulldogs get those runners off of the bases with runners in scoring position, getting hits, and still only one out in the inning.
Brings up Jack Boyke, who's also very good with the bat. As runners take off. But easy play for Kleindler as he was ranging over to cover second base, and the ball was hit right back up the middle, right where he was going. So just stopped in his tracks for the out.
Yeah, both Bulldogs were stealing on the play, or on the pitch, so it actually worked out for them. If they weren't going, that was probably going to be a routine 6-4-3 double play.
Out of the inning. But Cam Oliver steps up to the plate, takes strike one. Grounded out to second in the 6th inning. Hit a single. 2 singles and the run scored as well with the stolen base. 2 on, 2 out for Cam Oliver. 0-1 pitch. Finds the top of the strike zone. It's 0-2 now. Lots of 2s. Once again, 2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 pitch to Oliver. Misses low and inside for ball 1.
You can tell Oliver's in protect mode. As soon as the pitch comes in, he's thinking yes, 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 as he's going to swing, and then he sees it's going to be a ball and it holds up.
And you can see he's choked up a couple inches on the bat as the 1-2 comes home. And Oliver strikes out swinging. And Colin Janice gets out of the inning, but not before 3 more runs come across for the Bulldogs. Broke it open, and it's now 6-1 as we head to the 8th inning. You're watching NCAA baseball here on ACTV.
Welcome to Adrian College, where we believe in educating both the heart and the mind. With over 100 innovative academic programs and 10 cutting-edge institutes, you'll find a path that's right for you. Join our vibrant community of over 50 athletic teams and discover why we're recognized as a U.S. News & World Report Most Innovative Institution. Adrian College, where passion meets purpose. Your future starts here.
And it's the top of the 8th inning. Bulldogs just broke it open in the bottom half of the 7th, scoring 3 more runs, putting a lot more traffic on the base paths. Looking to close out game 1. Take the first 2 as they won game 1 7-5 on Thursday afternoon. Griffin Firestein still on the rubber.
Now with this win, the Bulldogs would secure the series win against Hope College. I was going to say something else, I forgot.
Well, I can't read your mind, so I don't know what you were going to say. Throw sailed over second base, though. But Bruder backing up the play as it brings up Cade Seba to lead off the 8th inning. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner.
Now I remember. They played on Thursday. They were originally scheduled to play on Friday, but they moved to Thursday because it was going to rain. And it did rain.
It did rain. 0-1 pitch once again on the outside corner for strike 2.
So they moved the game to Thursday. Able to get that extra day off in between, rest a couple of pitchers, especially for the 18 innings they had to play today.
Yep, as the 0-2 pitch misses just outside for ball 1. David Kedro making the ball seem like a strike. Doing a good job framing. As it's a swing and a miss. And it's out number 1 in this 8th inning.
Good job from Firestein making quick work of Seabaugh. Hasn't gotten a hit yet today. 0 for 3 and a walk. And good job from Kedro to stop the ball and take his time making the throw over to first.
Yeah, and that brings up Brendan Collins. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. One for 2 on the day with a walk and a run scored. Takes a cut at the 1-0 pitch. Swings over top of it. It's now 1-1 with 1 out. Couple of 1s on the board now. Firestein into his motion. Chopped down the third baseline, foul. Good job by Ryan Davis coming in, fielding it just in case it came back fair. Seen it before.
Yeah, you never know with all the English on these balls and the turf. A couple of spinners off the wrong turf pellet or a rare rock inside could send the ball back in fair territory. Got to be ready for it.
As the 1-2 pitch from Firestein comes home, and it's in there for strike 3. Curveball on the inside corner gets Collins looking for out number 2.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Firestein. First one swinging, this one looking.
Brings up Al Money. First pitch is low. But going back to the English on the turf, I've seen a ball that is hit to the paw on the third base line, and it came back fair. 1-0 pitch lined right at Nick Bruder. Rangers to his left and makes the play for the third out. It's another 1-2-3 inning by the Bulldog pitching staff. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-1 Bulldogs. You're watching NCAA baseball on ACTV.
Elevate your game? At Adrian College, our athletes strive for excellence on and off the field. Get involved in over 50 student clubs and organizations where your passions meet purpose. With innovative programs and personalized learning, our academics are designed to ignite your future. Experience vibrant student life, where community and connection shape your college journey. Adrian College, where you belong. Apply today and become part of the Bulldog family.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
And the new pitcher on the mound for Hope, it's Josiah Long.
Yeah, another common use guy here coming out of the Dutchman bullpen. His 16th appearance on the year. 25 innings pitched, 32 hits given up, 18 strikeouts on only 6 walks, so a decent mark there. For the Dutch, he'll just be looking to throw strikes, get hitters out. Got 3 more outs to work with offensively for Hope.
Yeah, you just got to continue battling. You got 3 outs to score 5 runs, but you've only scored 1 through these first 8 innings.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough task, but it starts right here. You just got to get 3 quick outs. You can't afford to give up any more runs.
First batter of this 8th inning for the Bulldogs is going to be Nick Bruder. Has a triple and a walk, but takes strike 1.
Yeah, walk, triple, flew out to right, and grounded out to second. Seems like everyone's done that today.
Bruder takes strike 2 on the inside corner. Been a very consistent strike zone today, which we gotta love to see. Jammed shot, foul down the right side.
Almost hit someone down there. A couple of fans over there hanging out by the Hope bullpen.
Looks like the Hope bullpen also came back to the dugout, as it's going to be Josiah Long's inning. It's grounded to the left side. Fielded by Money, but high throw, and Nick Bruder is going to be safe on a throwing error.
Yeah, Bruder busting it down the line, making it hard on Money. Pretty routine play, but just throws it a little high.
Bruder is speedy, so that had to be going through Money's mind, but just rushed the throw a little too much. Brings up Ryan Davis, who takes an off speed for strike 1.
It's actually called a ball, Michael.
For a ball 1. Got a little too far ahead of myself. But the 1-0 pitch skied on the right side of the field. Collins comes in, settles under it for out number 1.
Yeah, Davis just got under that one a little bit. This guy hits the right field, so they go back to the dugout. Went 1 for 5 today. A single back in the first inning, and then got out the rest of the last 4 at-bats. Flew out to center, flew out to right, ground out to second.
David Kedro steps up to the plate, takes strike 1. Of course, his fly out to center in the third was a sac fly.
Yeah, so he'll go into the books as 1 for 4 then.
Cuts at the 0-1 pitch. Swings over top of the curveball, and it's now 0-2.
Good pitch from Long there, off speed, low and away. Got Kedro out in front.
Runner takes off. Ball hit to shortstop. A rangy play made by Dylan Kleindler is able to retire David Kedro.
Yeah, not a routine play at all over there for Kleindler. Backhanded, one hop off the turf. Throw on the run over to first on a fly.
Yeah, ranging to your right, throwing across your body, always very difficult. But that'll bring up Easton Rogers with the runner on second base with 2 outs. First pitch to Rogers, catches the outside corner for strike 1.
Good job getting ahead there by Josiah Long.
Bulldogs, of course, always wanting to continue adding on to their lead. As it's a fastball on the outside corner, it's now quickly 0-2 with 2 outs to Easton Rogers.
Yeah, I think that one definitely froze him a little bit. It wasn't geared up for the fastball at all. Probably looking for an off speed again.
As has been the sequence by Hope throughout this game. Curveball, curveball, curveball to fastball. As it's another curveball, that's laced into left field. Bruder's going to score, extending the lead to 7-1 on the RBI single by Easton Rogers.
Yeah, really a risky send over there by the third base coach, sending Bruder home. He would have been nailed, except that the third baseman jumped to try to cut it off, and it hit off the top of his glove and slowed the ball down just enough that Bruder was able to slide in safely. What they say always is if you're going to cut a ball off, to never jump for it. Because an example just happened right in front of us. If you jump for it and it tips off your glove, and you made him safe. If he wouldn't have jumped, he wouldn't have caught it, obviously, and he probably would have nailed him out at home.
Brings up Jake Burns, though, who is quickly up in the count, 2-0. And that run obviously brings some extra run insurance for, I assume, Firestein, who's going to go back out. That 2-0 pitch misses inside, and it's 3-0 on Jake Burns.
Yeah, no one warming up in the Bulldogs bullpen, so this looks like Firestein's game to close out. Even going back to that last play, I'm not even sure why the third baseman Money would want to even cut that ball. I mean, it was right on the line, going to be a perfect one-hop to the catcher.
Yeah, maybe just a mental mistake there. As this 3-0 fastball is down the middle for strike 1. Burns still way ahead in the count. Long looks back over at Rogers.
Not really sure why he's checking over on Rogers there. Just had his first stolen base today.
Cut on and miss for strike 2. Count is now full on Jake Burns.
Burns under that one a little bit. Wasn't geared up for the fastball.
Well, I think I do know why Long is throwing over at first base. Doesn't want Rogers to get number 2. But it won't matter as that one misses just outside. And Jake Burns draws himself a walk. Well, and they'll bring up Rolando Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez got a pretty good day today. 2 walks and a single. Also popped out back in the second inning.
Prime opportunity here to add on. First pitch to Jimenez is upstairs for ball 1. Couple of first pitch balls we've seen the last 2 batters.
Yeah, Long was doing a good job earlier in his outing, getting ahead.
As that's hit and gets through the left side of the infield. This time the third base coach holds up the runner. This one was hit a little softer, so not as easy of a chance to score. But with a 6-run lead, could possibly try to test the arm.
Yeah, that one was, the left fielder should have been able to throw him out on that one. Going to set up a really good opportunity to get some more RBIs for Lincoln Hayward.
It's righty on lefty now. Josiah Long back into the windup with the bases loaded. Throws a curveball, misses inside. So 3 straight first pitch balls that we've seen from Josiah Long. The 1-0 pitch to Hayward. On the outside corner for strike 1. Evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Josiah Long's really got to get Hayward to ground out right here. Just get him out. Can't afford to give up any more runs if you want any chance at comeback.
1-1 pitch. Hit up the middle, and it's going to get through into center field. 1 run is in. The second's coming across. And Hayward, big turnaround first base. That's going to be a 2 RBI single for Lincoln Hayward.
Great job from Hayward there. Long got the ground out, but position player second base was just a little too far over to first base. So Hayward finds a hole, gets another 2 RBIs on the day. And all of a sudden, this one has turned into a blowout. Bulldogs adding on a lot of insurance runs, 3 runs apiece in the last 2 frames.
Yeah, that's just a great job by the lineup. Seeing pitches and getting the bat to the ball, and just finding the open space, as there hasn't been too many extra base hits in this one. 0-1 count on Jack Boyke. Grounds this very hard to first base, but able to make the play with Seba as he gets the Dutchman out of this 8th inning. But it's a 9-1 lead for the Adrian College Bulldogs as we head to the 9th. You're watching Adrian College baseball on ACTV.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campusvisit.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
It's the top of the 9th inning, and it's the last chance for the Hope College Dutchman. It'll be the 9-1-2 in the lineup. Dylan Kleindler to lead off. Firestein still on the mound. First pitch of the inning is inside for ball 1.
Kleindler has yet to get a hit in today's game. He walked in the 2nd and reached on an error back in the 6th.
Hits this one fouled on the third base line. Went just foul about 10 feet in front of the base. One count now. Curveball hit right at Jimenez, and he makes the play over the first as Jake Burns sails the throw in the left field as the Bulldogs are throwing it around.
Another 4-3 put out here in this ball game. I'm gonna have to count them up, see how many we got.
That's a lot of it, and that's your job now. As we see the first pitch to Corbin Bennett's hit into right center, but Jack Boyke ranges over and makes the play for out number 2 as the Dutchmen are down to their last out. And it's going to be Elliot Peter. 1 for 4 on the day with a single in the first inning. And the first pitch skips in the dirt for ball 1.
Looks like it's 6 for the Bulldogs and 3 for Hope College for 4-3 putouts.
9 in the game through 9 innings. Checks out. 1-0 pitch. Misses just outside for ball 1, or ball 2, I mean. Very close. Less than an inch outside, but the 2-0 pitch. That one finds the strike zone for strike 1. Starting to get my balls and strikes confused. Two 2-1 pitch. At the bottom of the zone for strike 2. And all of a sudden, the Dutchmen down to their final strike.
It's a good comeback here from Firestein, going down 2-0. Evens things up 2-2.
Line foul into the netting. Just above the Hope dugout. As Firestein looking to finish this one off. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Firestein's pitch misses just inside for ball 3. As the count runs full now. For Elliot Peter. Firestein into his motion. The payoff pitch. Chopped to shortstop. Nick Bruder comes on, fires. Jake Burns unable to pick it out of the turf. And we will continue this one as a E6 throwing error. Gets Elliot Peter on base.
Yeah, tough play for Bruder there. Had to wait back on a long hop. Long and high hop, and then kind of rushed the throw as Peter was busting it down the line. Throws it too low and got another error on the year.
Errors, 6 of them now for the Bulldogs in the last 2 games. As the first pitch to Jace DeMann is in there for strike 1.
And that one looked right down the middle. Not sure what DeMann's looking for.
Probably just doesn't want to be the last out and only see 1 pitch. As the 0-1 pitch is grounded back up the middle. Bruder able to stop it, but on his transfer dropped it. And now it's going to be runners on first and second with 2 outs for Ben Stratman.
Yeah, that one going to go in the books as a base hit. Even surprised that Bruder even got there. I mean, that was a base hit up the middle over the mound behind second base. Bruder's still able to get a glove on it.
Yeah, Bruder's definitely shown his range in this first game. Ranging far to his left and far to his right. And the first pitch to Stratman. Misses in the dirt for ball 1.
Firestein fell behind again. When the last batter, he would get ahead. Looking just for a ground ball, force at any base here.
Nerves might be starting to pile up as well. Always tough getting a final out in a game, no matter the score. Heart starts beating a little faster.
Especially with more foot traffic, you got more things to worry about now.
2-0 pitch in there for strike 1. But if I was Firestein here, I wouldn't even worry about these batters. They can steal all they want. My only focus is getting the batters Stratman out and finishing this game off. Comes set for the 2-1 pitch. Curveball misses outside for ball 2. Ball 3. Forgetting my balls and strikes and numbers.
Yeah, pretty good pitch coming to hit here for Stratman.
The 3-1 pitch to Stratman. Fouled away and out of play, and brings the count to full. Once again, Dutchmen down to their final strike. Runners will be off with 2 outs. Griffin Firestein looks for his pitch. Has it, comes set. The payoff pitch. Grounded to second base. And Rolando Jimenez is able to keep it in the infield. And this one's over. The Bulldogs win this one 9-1. As they score 6 runs in their final 2 innings. The Bulldogs scratched 9 runs on 11 hits and had 2 errors, while Hope College had 1 run on 9 hits with 3 errors. Nate, what was a big point that you saw throughout this game?
Well, the offense, it took a while to come out. Obviously, they scored 1 in the first and 2 in the third. Nothing after that until the 7th and 8th, where they scored 3 runs in each frame. Bats really came to play after that. Finally started getting some runners moving in scoring position, getting some hits, driving in those crucial insurance runs. Didn't really matter, as Hope only managed the 1 run they put up in the 4th inning. They left a lot of runners on base. We'll get you the numbers here in a second, but that was just the main things that I was seeing. And a lot of runners on base. Like I said, 12.
Yeah. The 9 hits to 1 run really does show how many base runners the Dutchman left on base.
It looks like the Dutchman left on 12, and Adrian also left on 12, but they were able to get a lot more hits across and a lot more runners to get going based on balls and hit by pitches. Really good day. I believe everyone was able to run the bases today. Most players got to hit. And just a good offensive overall day for Adrian College Bulldogs. Able to secure the series win. Now looking for the sweep and potentially to clinch the MIAA regular season championship.
Yeah, and that game 3 of the series and game 2 of the doubleheader will be on a separate stream. But for all of us here at ACTV, we thank you for tuning in to this one. And you can catch game 2 coming up in a few minutes. Thank you for tuning in.